For our next solo, we're only going to have 3 licks, but we're going to have quite a few notes. We're going to venture outside of this third position box shape that we've been using. So we're going to have some new positions. We're going to be combining G major pentatonic along with G minor pentatonic. So check out the solo with the backing track, and then we'll come back and break it down. So for this solo, we're going to start off sliding into the 7th fret of the G string, followed by 6 on the B string. And the whole lick is going to sound like this. So after doing these initial 2 notes, we'll do those 2 notes once again, followed by 5 to 3 on the G string, so back into position here. Repeat 5 to 3 on the G. Now we're going to pull off from 5 to 3 on the D string, followed by 5 on the D. Strike the 5th fret of the D string once again, and then play 3 on the G string along with 3 on the B together, and then back to the root note G on the 5th fret of the D string. Okay, and there's the first lick. Now that takes up the first 4 bars where we're playing over the G chord. I'm going to do the exact same lick for the next 4 bars where we're playing over the C chord for 2 bars and then back to the G chord for 2 bars. And for this idea, you may want to pay attention to the fingerings as well. If you start off by sliding with your middle finger, followed by your first finger, when I go into position, I then use my 3rd finger to slide downwards on the G string. Once again. So we've soloed over the first 8 bars. Now we're up to the 9th bar, which will be the D chord. For the D chord, we're going to play the first 2 notes that we started the whole solo with, 7 on the G followed by 6 on the B. And now when the chord shifts from D to C, we're going to take the same idea, but we're going to move upwards now. 9 on the G string, 8 on the B string. So now we're in G major pentatonic territory, or you could also just visualize this C chord, and we're just going to take 2 notes from that chord. So 9 on the G string, 8 on the B. Next phrase. So 9 on the G, 10th fret of the B string, bend up a whole step, release, and then back to the 8th fret of the B string. So here's the second lick once again, and this starts over the D chord. 2, 3, 4. And here's the final lick. It goes like this. I'll pick it up from where we just left off at the end of that second lick. So this will take us through the turnaround, or the last 2 bars, but it's a little less obvious of a turnaround. So after doing this lick, that was how we ended the second lick. The third lick starts off like this. From the 10th fret of the high E string, bend up a whole step and then play 10, 9, 8, also on the high E. Followed by 11 to 8 on the B, 9 on the G, back to 8 on the B. So we've just done this. Now back to the 9th fret of the G string, bend up a whole step from the 10th fret of the B string and then play 10 without the bend. And the last three notes, 8 on the B string, that's our root note G, followed by 9 G, back to 8 on the B string. And when doing this lick, I think it's very helpful if you can always remember that your root note, remember we're soloing in the key of G, we're playing a blues in the key of G. Your root note is here on the B string on the 8th fret, and you're doing that with your first finger. So that's kind of your safe place to be. If all else fails, just work that G note and you'll be okay. All right, let's go back now and put the whole solo together. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it again. And there you have solo number 4.